How's it going, everybody? I hope everyone is having a fantastic Friday so far. I'm going to be having a few guests today. Is my volume going through my... There we go. I had my volume turned down on my headset. There we go. We got a bunch of... What? My mic. It's switched.
I see what Nora's talking about. He likes to switch on me, Nora. I don't know what to tell you. Nora's here. She's giving me pointers from the stage. Hi, Nora.
Hello.
What's funny about that, Nora, is literally I checked it before you joined. So I wonder if you switched it again.
I don't know. Maybe there's a way to change it as a default.
Apparently, I need to check it just like every time I click any button is what I'm figuring out here. But I have we're gonna have Joey joining here soon. I wanted to start a little bit early because I know Joey doesn't normally stream, so I'm not sure if he's like itching to end it or not. You know,
He said that
it's pretty early for him.
About 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's pretty early for him. So I understand. But he said he'd join for a little bit, but he does want to go play basketball. So we're gonna talk about the news and stuff like that. Let's see. I was going through here, and there are actually quite a few news stories today. I don't know if you saw James O'Keefe had another story. There's an update to the transgender crazy person that stabbed the UPS worker for cutting in line. I don't know if you remember that story.
Yes.
I want to talk about that one. That's the story I want to talk about. We'll bring that one up first. So we have. I'll bring up the original story first, I think. So this is back in January. Suspect charged in fatal stabbing of postal worker in New York City. I don't have the presentation up. In New York City, deli over spot in line has history of knife violence. So this person, I believe it was like 2 other times before she murdered someone. She was also she had been arrested for literally getting into knife attacks with people. So or knife fights with people. So she had I say she, but it's a dude. Because it's a transgender woman. He has a history of violence, and this postal worker cut him off in line, and he decided to cut him multiple times, very deeply. Let me see. So read the article here. So the knife-wielding suspect accused of fatally stabbing a postal service worker in a New York City deli during an argument over who was next in line has a violent criminal history. Jaya Cruz, who authorities described as transgender, was charged with second-degree murder and Thursday's stabbing and slashing of an on-duty letter carrier, Ray Hodges, inside a Harlem deli as Hodges was getting lunch. The United States Postal Inspection Service confirmed Hodges was the victim. Hodges, 36, was taken to Harlem Hospital where he was pronounced dead. The New York Post reported that Cruz has 5 previous arrests for crimes involving knives. So it was more than that. Wait, I didn't pull up this article. I could just pull up the article that they're linking right here.
Wow.
So let's see. So I don't like that the New York Post says woman.
I don't either, because
it's incorrect. Yeah,
exactly. That's not right.
So yeah, I mean, this is partly the reason why this was such a big story when it initially happened, because people were super upset. Okay, Matt Stork's messaging me. He should be joining shortly. He sent me some stories he wants to talk about too. But this is one of the main reasons that the story was also brought up, because like not only is it a trans person, not only the conversation around them being mentally ill. We also had all of these different news organizations just calling him a woman when, if you want to call him a woman, whatever, but you do need to add the trans in front of it, because we all know what you're talking about. You're talking about an actual man.
Yeah.
But anyway, so accused of stabbing postal worker over spa in New York City deli, has a history of knife violence. So this is basically the same article that I had pulled up, but this is the original, I guess. So Fox was sourcing it from them. That's funny. Well, now we have the source of it. So here's the initial picture. This dude's huge. Like, he's really tall.
Well, hold on. Scroll down. Is he wearing heels?
No, those are Crocs.
Oh, Jesus.
Imagine getting stabbed by a trans dude in Crocs. I'm joking.
Oh.
So the woman accused of stabbing a postal worker to death over a spot in line of the Harlem deli has a history of knife violence and once threatened to cut one of her previous victims. Jaya Cruz was arrested at least 5 times before she allegedly carried out the ruthless killing. Thursday, law enforcement sources told the Post. In 2020, Cruz was caught waving an open box cutter at another person in Midtown West and shouting, "I'm going to cut him." She was told to get on the ground but refused. Jaya Cruz has been arrested after allegedly. Okay, so that's different. These are just other. These are other stories, I guess, related to this person. But Jaya Cruz was ordered to get on the ground and refused. She was then pulled away by officers and busted for resisting arrest. So that's crazy. She's lucky, or I keep saying she. He is lucky he didn't get shot.
Yeah.
Waving a box cutter, refusing to put it away.
Oh my good lord.
Just 2 weeks later, Cruz was arrested again for a tag team robbery. She and another individual used knives to steal a man's phone and wallet after the victim invited the pair to hang out. So, this person has had a history of this stuff. Let me get Stork in here. This dude has had a history of this stuff, and now we have an update. Nora, you want to know what the update on this story is?
Let me guess, he stabbed somebody else?
No. So Stork, I don't know if you'd seen the story that we're talking about. We're talking about the transgender person that stabbed the guy in the New York City deli, the United States postal worker. So there's an update to this story. She has been charged and I think convicted, but she's only getting 15 years.
There you go. It's justifiable.
There you go. 15 years. She brutally stabbed this person multiple times. For what? Oh, I got raided. I got raided by Joey.
Woo!
Ooh. Thank you, Joey. Very much appreciated. Hello, everybody coming in. Thank you, guys. We're talking about this story from back in January. There's an update to it. So this trans person, this trans woman, decided to stab a United States postal worker for cutting in line, or there was a dispute over who was next in line. Yeah, you get stabbed multiple times over that. And I don't know if you've heard us before, Stork, but we were going over how this individual has a history of multiple different crimes using knives. and this is the conviction. Multiple. We have a history here. There's a pattern here. This person seems to like sharp objects for crimes. I'm just. Anyone have anything to comment?
Yeah. I mean, there's comments about them losing their ability to penetrate people, so them wanting to penetrate people.
Well, I don't know if this individual has had that surgery though, Stork.
Well, I'm just saying they're trying to lose their V card in other ways.
Possibly. Thank you, Joey. Thank you, Joey, for the raid. I hope you had a good stream. That was pretty cool. You got raided by the quartering.
Yes, that was pretty cool. Very nice. Thankful, Jeremy.
Jeremy's pretty nice.
Yes. We maybe we should be volunteering in his Discord instead.
He told everyone watching on his stream. He said, "Tell Joey that we want him working on our stream as a our Discord as a volunteer." So he did say it.
I will gladly do that if Jeremy invites me on when Luke and Hannah Claire are on.
Well, there you go. That'd be sick. But yeah, hello everybody coming in. I know you guys are coming from Outworld Live. You guys and then you guys are coming from Quartering before that. But anyways, so Joey, have you heard about this story that we're talking about? I think we talked about it. It was the trans woman that stabbed the United States postal worker for cutting in line, dispute in line.
No, I have not heard of this.
I thought we talked about it.
In New York. Seems like it was in New York. You'd think I would hear of it, but there's like
it was in a Harlem deli, and it was a dispute over who was next in line. So this trans woman has a history of multiple different crimes with knives, like threatening people with knives, literally robbing people and stealing from people using knives and tag team robberies. We were just talking about it, and it's crazy. So she literally murdered a dude for dispute in line, and she got 15 years.
At this time, we see a native New Yorker trying to deal with the circumstances and figure out which stabbing this is actually about. Because trans stabbing in a deli doesn't even boil that down into like 5.
Okay, well, this is a story that I've specifically talked about, so I wanted to update it today, okay?
Yeah, okay.
But no, this is absolutely ridiculous. 15 years is disgusting. This is cold-blooded murder. Literally, whatever the reason. Let's say the United States. Let's say that this postal worker did cut in line. You don't get to stab him.
Wait a minute. Did you just say the United Space?
United
Yes, he did.
Space.
Is that what we're going to call the Star Trek universe afterwards?
Yes,
We're going to call it,
United
instead of the
Space.
Federation, we're going to call it the United Space of America.
We're
I don't know. I
declaring
must
it
be
right
thinking
now.
of like a Helldivers DLC or something. Sorry.
Yeah, you've already saved Super Earth, bro.
I did save Super Earth. I was thinking about adding that to the list of news, but there's real news. There's a lot of real news today. So I wasn't going to talk about.
You got to save
Helldivers.
super states right now.
Super states right now.
Maybe.
Right now. Okay. So anyway, but yeah, there's not much to say about this because it's just like what do you say about it? Utterly ridiculous. But can you be so surprised when it is New York? Joey, are you surprised? You
What?
live there. This is where you live.
Yeah, but like this is like okay. So New York's such a big city, right? That this type of stuff happens a lot, obviously, and like it doesn't happen anywhere near me, so I don't notice it. I mean, Harlem is near me, but it's not. It's like 2 miles away.
I like Seven Legions. He said cold-blooded killing over some cold cuts. Absolutely.
Yeah.
1.5 miles. I don't know.
There's a lot of jokes you can make, but it is crazy. A man lost his life over a spot in line.
United
Literally,
Safe,
you couldn't wait an extra 5 minutes. You had to kill a dude.
United Safe Space would satisfy the leftards.
Well,
Space of America.
you got to think that this person's already mentally ill. So, why do you allow them to have sharp and pointy objects when you know that they're sick in the head?
Well, yeah. So maybe it says it in the other article that I had pulled up, but like if this person has a history of crimes like this, don't you get a felony and then you're not allowed to have these kind of things? I thought that's how that worked.
Not in New York.
Not in. Okay, of course.
That's not how that works in New York.
So you can't own a gun, but if I commit multiple crimes, I could still carry a knife?
Yes.
Yeah, and people get pushed on the subway all the time.
Where do you think this is? The United Kingdom? They don't just take away your right to knives.
I thought this was United Space. Sorry. Anyway.
Play into it harder.
Yeah, United Space. Let's
Beat that joke till it's dead.
Beat everything till it's dead.
Joe, you need to send me Sean's stuff, by the way.
I will.
But I want to move on to Stork's story before I forget about it because he had a specific story he wanted to talk about.
Oh, I did.
The Tom Homan stuff. You want to talk about Tom Homan?
I did want to talk about Tom Homan. That's because Tuesday I called into a particular show and wanted to talk to them about it. And the response I got from the guy from the Blaze was that both Texas was not a priority for deportations because they were focusing on criminals. And then he turned around and said that Houston was the largest human trafficking hub in the United States. So how can you both be the worst and the best at the same time? I'm not really sure how that works out. And then other people on the show said that they were doing it for votes, but that's not going to happen until 2030. So I guess the general consensus was fuck Texas until 2030. And I wasn't really down with that. And then all of a sudden, 3 days later, he had Tom Homan, of all people, on an actual call. And he actually went over quite a bit that was discussed or I brought up kind of in that thing.
Did you have a timestamp for like a to talk about and all that?
I don't have a time stamp specifically for Texas. I can try to pull it up. Was it? Give me a second, and I shall find.
Okay, and Joey has returned.
I have.
Joey has returned.
Refilled my coffee.
Very nice.
Yeah, no. But he specifically spoke to him about. I don't think it's on Rumble. I think I've got to actually go to YouTube to find it.
The Tom Homan stuff?
Yeah. Is it on a different channel?
I don't know. He has his stuff like jumbled around now. I've been trying to find some of his videos as well.
Jeez, Tim, what the hell are you doing, buddy?
Yeah, because some of it is on his Timcast, and then some of it's on his Tim Pool.
Yeah. And it's kind of hard to find a lot of the stuff. They actually screwed up with the thumbnail like 1 or 2 days ago. Noski was talking about it, and then I talked to certain people about it to try to get it rearranged for them. And who knows what the hell happened there. So give me a second as I try to sort through this guy's 3 channels on 2 different websites to try to find it.
You were supposed to have it ready, Sterk.
We're doing it live. Fuck it, we're doing it live.
Okay, well, we'll come back to that then. I wanted to talk about the cannabis story with Joey anyway. So Joey, the story that people are talking about right now, it's some people are talking about it on X. I guess they have a new study that Fox is reporting. Smoking marijuana and eating cannabis gummies both linked to dangerous health risk, study finds. And I guess the study finds that it like messes with your cardiovascular system and stuff like that, causes heart problems. Even eating edibles. Long-term cannabis use in any form has been linked to greater risk of heart disease. In a new study, researchers at UC San Francisco determined that eating edible cannabis, such as gummies, has the same impact on cardiovascular risk as smoking marijuana. The risk stems from reduced blood vessel function, according to the study, which was published in JAMA Cardiology on May 28th. I mean, I'm not sure why stuff like this is really news at this point, because like, what doesn't kill you?
I mean, they'll say it affects your cardio, but like, I mean, the only argument I can say is like nobody's lobbying to make alcohol illegal, and I can guarantee you, if you get drunk, that's going to be way worse for your fucking cardio than getting high. I guarantee it. Quite frankly, you're gonna be throwing up and shit.
My own private ideologue, he said, how do they study that? Stoners in a vault?
I think what the real problem is...
They just put stoners on a treadmill.
Yeah.
I think what the real problem, though, is weed affects you for multiple days, and alcohol you can generally get over in 24 hours.
No. Weed does not affect you for multiple days, bro.
They've shown that it stays in your system for weeks, dude. So,
okay, stays in your system doesn't mean it affects you.
I was going to say, yeah, what do you mean by effects? Like, effects how?
It slows down certain reaction in other times, and I think they're trying to keep the workforce limber to do shit, which I think is dumb. Like, don't get me wrong, I agree with Joey on this subject, but I think the reason they're trying to lean into this is because they weren't a productive workforce, and they have this idea that weed is going to slow you down for a long time, and I think it's bullshit.
There's a lot of carnal pleasures that people indulge in that aren't necessarily good for you. Like I said on my show before, video games, people can get addicted to video games, and that shit could fry their fucking brain. A lot of the times people wear glasses because they started playing video games up close to the screen like this when they were young, and it affected their eyes. There's a lot of things that fuck with your health, and we don't go, well, we got to ban that.
Yeah, 100%.
It's a plan if you so happens to let it on fire.
Not even just let it on fire. If you ingest it, I mean...
Mm-hmm.
Technically, there are multiple ways to get around.
Shit, I'm going to go take an edible right now and protest.
There you go.
Damn it, I want him for the after dark. I don't want him to get high right now.
No, he's not. Are you even doing the weekend kickoff, Joey?
No, I probably am. Fuck.
Can't hear you. Yep.
Yeah, I was going to say, he doesn't even have his headset on. But yeah, like I said, I don't even know if this is really news, because like it shouldn't be a big surprise to anybody that yes, doing or ingesting things that you shouldn't have in your, or you're not supposed to have in your body, like are going to have adverse effects. Big shocker. Oh no.
Yeah, THC stays in your fat. You know what's worse than weed? Sugar.
Yep.
Yeah. No. More addictive too.
Yep.
But it's called says dementia risk connected to cannabis related hospital visits, says another study. I don't care. Honestly, I mean, it's I've also seen studies that it helps dementia. So
yeah, exactly. So it depends on who is paying for the study. Which lobbyist is paying for the study will skew the results one way or the other. I've seen it plenty of times in peer-reviewed journals where one university will get paid a grant from Pfizer, and they'll start doing a whole bunch of research on something, and the study happens to skew one way, and then the next thing you read another study from another university on the same exact topic, and it's completely the exact opposite. So it literally depends on who's funding it. So
I mean, look at the global warming. Look at global warming.
Of these studies with a grain of salt.
Look at global warming. They can make those numbers say anything they want.
Exactly. I take it with a grain of salt.
And we know the boomer generation. And listen, this is not like weed culture stuff. It's just like people live a certain way, and that's all I'm saying is people have a certain way of living, and some people operate well with it, some people don't. But the boomer generation just has this thing against weed for some reason. They're just so gung ho against it, and they'll point to like New York City or Portland and be like, "Look what happened when they legalized weed." And it's like, yeah, what also did they do during that time period? It was the bail reform. So they're conflating these issues. The real issue is that they just let anybody out of jail because they don't know what they're doing. They were affected by a substance. They weren't in their right state of mind. It's like, dude, you commit a crime, you go to jail. Take away the bail reform, leave the weed legalization. I guarantee you, it changes different. Reefer madness propaganda.
Yeah,
it really is though. That's not a joke. It has been for the last 100 years, and it's bullshit.
Well, they started doing it because they figured out that the actual plant itself could take over big pharma and big timber as well as big oil.
Big timber.
Yeah.
Are we ever going to legalize marijuana or no? Because
one of you right now needs to go make the username Big Timber. Okay, that's all.
Big Timber.
Big timber.
Can I get a big timber in the chat?
You got to think about it. It's like it could replace a lot of their inventory and industry, and so they don't want to pass it.
Mm-hmm.
And so they continuously keep this stuff coming out, and they've had the propaganda for over 100 years now because of it.
Cloviticus says the boomers were the hippies that went to Woodstock. Yes, there were some of them who, I mean, that's like how every movement is. It's like our generation, we have the leftoids and we have the America First people. So they had the split of the, hey, bro, peace and love, dude, type of boomers that just smoking weed all the time, not doing a goddamn thing. Be like, it'd be great if we could just like pay people to like sit at home and just like chill. And then you had the other ones that are just like, bah humbug, anything that alters your state of mind except for alcohol. That's bad.
Well, again, it's worse though, because weed will actually help neurogenesis while alcohol will kill your brain.
Yep.
So, I mean, if we got two options here, which one's going to be good and which one's going to be bad?
I would like to ask anybody who's never like cared about the type of weed they've smoked, try some sativa. See if that shit don't get your brain firing on all cylinders, dude.
Well, see, that's part of the problem.
Different.
That's part of the problem, though, Joey. If you go back to the origin of the U.S. educational system, it was designed to not have you think too much.
You can fight the alcohol.
It was designed to make factory workers.
Correct. Yeah. They don't want you out there being creative and doing shit.
Nope.
They want you
Henry Ford, baby.
Pulling a lever.
Modern public school system. Okay, it's going to rain at 9.
I do want to move over to the clip we were talking about with Tom Homan. Matt Stork has it for me, so I'm going to pull that up. But before I do, I would like to congratulate Joey for passing 300 followers. And I would like to thank everybody for following me as well, because I passed 250. So now I'm going to have to set a new goal for Rumble. So I appreciate it, guys. Super cool. But let's get this.
We got our own little community of streamers here that branched from the Timcast server, and perhaps we'll start invading the quartering too. I don't know,
right?
Well, yeah. Something like that. The only thing he really talks about this was the assault from the senator or House rep that happened before this, and so all of that has been discussed. Anybody who's going to bring that up, it's already been done. All right, but yeah.
So what time do you want me to start at? The time you mentioned in the
DM or that 14 or so. That's when they start talking about New York.
1492.
Yeah.
I got 100 times 100 clips. Fella, I'm from New York.
We got no sound, no audio.
What? I was switching it.
Judge Dugan in Wisconsin. You've
Can
got
you hear
a guy
it?
in court accused of mercilessly beating. I think it was some woman. He beat her, and the judge helps him escape from deportation. Now, it's one thing to say, I genuinely believe this, undocumented person, they'd say, who is simply working on a farm, they might have some political claim to that they want to protect that person. But the criminals, they throw out all their legitimacy when they actively protect the worst of the worst, helping them escape.
And we all saw how that played out, right? I said from day one, if you cross that line, we're going to seek prosecution.
Look, man,
it's a felony to impede law enforcement in the performance of their duties. And that's exactly what she did. And you know what? And I think you're going to see others face criminal charges in the near future. if they continue down this path. You cannot support ICE. I say it all the time. Shame on you. You can not support President Trump and his agenda, whatever, but you can't cross that line.
We got a lot of people in politics, and it's unsatisfying.
You can
They
pause
talk
it real
big
quick.
game.
I don't know
We
if
don't
he's
get
already
much from
said
it.
it or he's going to say it in a second, but he says specifically Pam Bondi is the person who's going to go after them on this. And we had that deep dive. We did this last weekend where we were talking about how Pam Bondi was involved with other specific individuals of ill repute. And because she was tangentially involved in Epstein. And so the fact that she's now being targeted or praised as this woman who's going to go after all of these things, I'm kind of like, yeah, but like really,
But is she?
But is she? Okay. And so I like his attitude on it, but I have very little faith in him with Pam Bondi essentially.
Well, we were talking about a clip with Dan Bongino and how they found a ton of different files that were just laying around, randomly in an office somewhere, under desk, tucked away in weird places and stuff like that. So they are finding stuff slowly, which does give me a little bit of hope. But I don't know.
Did you check that office over at 323? We haven't checked in there yet. No. Okay, let's check the corner. Yeah, they're all hidden under the
months. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like, what the f- is going on here?
But I think it just what's called leads me to believe that during the Biden administration, they really did just tuck a bunch of stuff into a corner somewhere and was like, let's not touch it. We don't care.
Yeah.
Because even Melton was like, why didn't they destroy it? Like, why didn't they just light it on fire somewhere?
Even better would be if there was an actual officer within the FBI who basically said, yeah, I've got to destroy this, but I don't have that much time right now. So I'm just going to put it in this back corner and tell them I did it. And then walk away.
To be fair, if you were given a case and they were like, go through 10,000 different records of child pornography, would you want to sit through that?
No.
I'd put it in a corner somewhere too.
Dude, that's a tough job for those people, man.
I can tell you from recently going through and moderating a chat, I don't want to look at any of that shit.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, I'm good. Like, so I'm not jealous of these people. It sucks to have to do what they do, but still, that doesn't justify that we're not getting justice on this. Like that stuff is still happening. So we don't know who any of his accomplices are really. We just have ideas on who it may be. So, but no one's going after anything yet. Was there more of this clip you wanted to see? I don't think they said the Pam Bondi
I didn't know
yet.
if you wanted to watch the whole thing or not, but the highlights essentially from this clip is really kind of more what I wanted to get to, and we don't have timestamps on everything. So Tim specifically talks about AOC going down to Texas and crying at the border with the But the funny thing about it is he never says Texas. The name Texas does not cross these people's lips the entire time. And Homan's done work in Texas.
Wait, these people?
Okay. These people. Who are these people? These people.
Who's Homan, they though?
Homan and Tim never actually say Texas. They talk about California. They talk about New York. They never mention Texas. And when you have 24% of all illegal immigrants in one state, the question is, why the fuck are you not going down there and doing something about it?
I mean, yeah, we've talked about that a lot recently. Why are these Republican areas not doubling down on their deportation efforts?
Correct.
This is the time to do it.
I mean, I'm hopeful after this. Everybody should go check out the video, all this stuff. They do a really good job. I like where you have it paused at the moment where Tim's got his eyes closed, because that's kind of how I feel about the situation.
Because it's just like,
I mean, he's just like, I ain't seeing nothing, man. And that is kind of the way it is. The blue next election if they don't do anything in the next year. Correct. And there's a story between this and there's another story from, I don't know if you have it pulled up to go over, but it's a Timcast story today. I think it was a Timcast story today. They're removing the deportation stay status or whatever from an additional 500,000 immigrants. And they lost the status or the stay of deportation for 750 Venezuelans about 2 weeks ago. So now they have literally a pool of 1.2 million people they can deport. I mean, I'm serious. There is a pool of people that is 1.2
I did not
million.
have this pulled up. I'm going to pull it up right now. So this is 3 hours ago from CNBC. Supreme Court rules Trump can revoke protected status for 500,000 immigrants pending appeal.
Yep. And there was 750 2 weeks ago with Venezuelan refugees and asylum seekers specifically. So between the 750 and the 500, the last time I checked, let me check my math. I think that's 1.25. Is Nora, is that correct?
That's about right, yeah.
Yeah, so that's 1.25 that they can deport. And Homan, in this interview, they were talking about the 3,000 per day that they want to revoke and arrest with the ICE, the ICE going in and getting them. The ICE. I want to make sure you say that. Yeah, it's ICE, baby. But 1.25, they're now able to go after and deport, and I'm happy with that. Like I'm happy-ish. But we're talking about, 10, 12 million people in the last 4 years. During this interview, Homan mentions that he thinks there's somewhere between 20 and 25 million illegal immigrants in the United States today. And we're talking about deporting 1.25 in the next year?
Yeah, Tom Homan said he seemed frustrated in that interview with Tim, because he was like, I'm tired of this 12 million number. He's like, it's 20, 25 million plus at least.
Yeah, so we're talking about 5%.
And then he goes, and then he broke it down. He's like, we know this, there's this many, this many, this many. And he breaks it down, but he was like, no, we need, even he agreed, we need to do more.
I'm not saying all 25 million people need to be deported. I'm sure within the 25 million, you have some Jean Valjean, crying sympathy cases that we need to give some sort of ability to stay in the United States. But it ain't 22 million. It ain't 20 million. It ain't 15 million. It ain't 10 million. And so they're talking about deporting 1.25 million in the next year. And if you multiply that out, they'll hit 20% if they're lucky by the end of Trump's term. That's not a lot. That's really not. I know. I'm crying because it's not getting all done at once, Nora. Go ahead and tell me I'm an idiot.
No, it's just one of those things. It's like, unfortunately, when a dam breaks, the floodwaters come in, and it takes time to fix it, to rebuild it, and it's just, I understand the frustration, because it is extremely frustrating to me too, but I also know that it is being fixed, or at least being attempted to be fixed. It's like, the dam has stopped. We stopped the leak. So now we just got to bail the water out.
Well,
if we're doing it bucket full at a time, it's not a lot, but it's still progress.
I was talking to, the people or whatever about this a night or two ago on Discord and the After Dark and all that stuff. And the conversation we were having basically amounted to, you don't understand how bad it is for us here in New Jersey. You don't understand how bad it is for us here in Minnesota. You don't understand how bad it is for us here in Chicago. And I'm kind of like,
everyone's
you really
saying
don't
the same
understand.
Thing.
That's like 2% of all illegal immigrants are in your local city, and you're crying about it. And literally 24% are in one fucking state, you dumbass motherfucker.
Because I just can't see past their own misery.
Yeah, and I get it, but New York gets 100,000 people from the buses they set up. It wasn't even 100,000. I think it was like 10,000 people. I think they had 100,000 total, and they had something like, maybe we'll call it 50,000 bussed in, right? So they had a 50% increase in the amount of illegal immigrants. That's 50,000. We've got
Boosh in the chat said, I think that without a literal severe dictatorial regime, no one could realistically deport how many we need to in the next 3 years. I worry about that, Boosh, because
that is true.
The things that would have to happen in order to achieve the numbers a lot of us on the right want to see would look dictatorial, to be honest.
You know, and I'm sympathetic to that. Like I'm not trying to sit that we should completely go like hardcore war mode on this or anything. Again, it's fine, but 7% of our national population is undocumented immigrants. That is correct, Tony. That is correct.
Yeah, I was gonna read that.
And literally they need to go after and deport at least half of that. So if they could hit 10 million in 4 years, I'd be semi-happy, but we're nowhere even close to those numbers. They're trying to make a big deal out of the fact that they're going to be at 1.2 by the end of the year. That still ain't enough.
Nothing. It's a drop in the bucket.
It really is.
But it's a goal, and it's a hard number. And if they can actually achieve that number, they're like, look, we're making progress. So again, think about it. When a hurricane hits and you're rebuilding, you can't just go snap and have it looking like it did the day before.
You're right, but I'm also not saying we need the 50-story trebuchets as Clavictus has brought up in chat. I'm saying we need some sort of measurable way to deal with this. And if you looked at any other nation in the world, this would be insane that 7% of their population was illegal immigrants. I'm not talking about the sheer numbers, but like if you looked at South Korea, I'm familiar with South Korea, so I'm going to use that as an example. If you told South Koreans that 7% of the entire population of the country was illegal, they would flip their shit. They would start literally going and hunting.
Oh yeah, because we were the only country that allowed this to happen. No other country. Try entering another country illegally and see what happens.
Oh yeah.
I mean, does it have to hit double digits for people to give a shit? Like genuinely, once it hits 10%, then will people be like, that's kind of a lot.
And that's the questions.
I even think 1% is too much.
Well,
I mean,
probably right. You're probably right. 1 to 2% is probably where the cutoff should have been.
Yeah, especially in a country as big as ours.
Not even that high to begin with, honestly. I never agreed with it.
I didn't vote for this.
I didn't vote for this.
You get a license for that. No.
Fam in Jersey. Hey, listen, if you guys ever find yourself, if you guys are close to the New York area and you ever find yourself in there, just let me know.
You got to challenge Joey to some basketball.
I'm just waiting for someone. T-Bone's been talking his mess for like fucking
T-Bone is all talk.
I know he's all talk. He's been talking his mess for 2 years. He's like, Joe Bob, I'm going to go to New York and play basketball with you. And I'm just like, bro, you're going to get smoked. Listen, when T-Bone turns around, it's like steering a boat, man. It's like playing GTA 4. Like he's not going to be able to stand the crossover jump shot combo.
I will say that when I met him recently, Joey, he is 6'4". That is not a joke.
I know he's 6'4".
Me and him both looking each other in the eyes, and we're both 6'4". That is not a joke.
Oh, so he was probably very intimidated at the fact that you were the same height as him.
Probably, or he fell in love. One of the two.
So there was a guy at the Miami meetup. He was I forgot his name, but he was like in the Discord selling ties. Like he was known for selling his ties, and he was just as tall as T-Bone, but T-Bone kept insisting he was 6'3" and not 6'4".
Well, I will say that the only person that made me and T-Bone feel small was Tiny. That is not a joke.
How tall?
Legitimately, he made us feel tiny.
Is he tall or just like wide?
No, he's like at least 6'4", 6'5". He's got to be somewhere in the 280 range.
Jesus.
Tiny's a big boy.
You remember the Crash Bandicoot games with the big tiger named Tiny?
Yeah.
That's him.
Yep. I remember
Tiny squish puny car.
But yeah, no, that's legitimate. So anyhow, but yeah, he'll challenge it. Anyhow, could you bring up one of those two little meme infographic things? Oh, it's the one with the Skyrim.
You want the Skyrim?
Could you bring the Skyrim graphic up for mine and the audience's enjoyment right now?
I suppose. Hang on, I got to figure out how to. Okay, I got to open it. There we go.
You can open it in browser if you're just trying to share browser.
Yeah. I'm a little PC tarded still, but I got it.
Can you move us out of the way? You can zoom out. There you go. There you go. Right
zoom
there.
it out. It says Texas man arrested for charging illegals $200 per person to guide them to asylum towns. He instead led them to ICE detention centers.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, dude, that's
It almost sounds like, you know what that sounds like? That sounds like you're playing. Yeah, that's exactly it. I was just about to say, I was like, it's like you're playing one of those games and you could choose the good path or the bad path, and you're like, this playthrough, I want to do the bad path.
I woke up today and chose bullshit.
No, this is what I tell people, guys. You don't have to play video games all the time. Life is a video game. Look, this guy had multiple choices he could have taken here, and he chose to take.
That's fucking gangster, right? Wait a minute. Donald Trump, pardon this man.
I think the state should pardon him. I think the federal government should pardon him. I think he should just get every pardon, all the pardons.
What's the crime here?
Why is he going to jail for being a good businessman?
Technically, because he took the money under a certain agreement, essentially, that would have been illegal. He was taking money.
They're illegal immigrants. It cancels out. Secondly, a negative times a negative is a positive.
Right, it doesn't make it legal.
No. A negative times a negative is a positive. So they're illegals. It doesn't matter if you do something illegal.
Secondly, because he was charging money to transport people without a license, registration, insurance, all that stuff.
So more government regulation bullshit.
Yes, it's basically a bunch of bullshit. I, for one, think this guy should be 100%. Let
me just say, they're basically saying you didn't go through the government approved channel, so we're going to arrest you. But if this was like if this was an Uber driver doing this shit, I'm licensed, it's okay.
That's the problem. Technically, if he was an Uber driver, he would have got away with it.
I would have got away with it too.
Give that man a medal, a van, and a gas card.
Yes.
It was 7 Legion Studios.
He's got that face. He's like, fuck the government. They trying to come on my shine. They know I was doing. He's like, he knows in his face. He's like, I don't give a fuck. He's
got that face. He's like, I was doing right by my country.
He's like, arrest me 100 times. I was doing right.
Oh my god.
Wait, how many did he get?
Tom Hallman.
I got a question.
Tom Hallman should literally hire him.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I got to look this up now.
You know what
But
this is
that's
like?
the thing is, if he would have had a badge, this would have been legal.
Yeah.
This is what's funny though. This is like those hackers. I remember the story where they fixed something with GTA 5 to make the loading time less slow.
84. And got 84 of them.
You got
nice.
Deal.
Hey man, listen, that's a good businessman right here. I want to hire him to. I want to hire him to try to get people to watch my stream.
Yep. Hold up.
So that is a felony.
I'm a little bit confused on this because one story is saying 84, another one is saying 100. So I may be wrong on the number.
Dude, this guy made some money.
Like some serious money.
20,000, bro.
Wait. Okay, so what's the issue, right? Because if he brought them to the ICE facility, the ICE facility people had to have known him by that point. By the 100th guy rolling in, they're like, "Hey, this guy looks familiar."
So if you take money, if you actually receive money for the purpose of committing a crime, that is illegal.
Yep.
The sheriff just needs to retroactively deputize him.
Yes. It was in Laredo, Texas. It was apparently on December 2nd.
Wait a minute.
And it was 101. So that's the real problem, is he did it before Trump was in power.
So that's it. Pardon him. I mean, listen, he was getting paid. He was like a bounty hunter. He was getting paid a stipend every time he delivered somebody.
Yeah,
so
but
I don't see anything wrong with this.
Sorry, go ahead.
Legality shit, man. Legality shit is whatever the government approves. They're just another cartel.
Yeah,
another
pretty
mafia.
much. That's the thing is, you still gotta, pay your dues, and he didn't pay his dues.
Yeah, I disagree.
I think he should be acquitted, and I think the state should find a way to pay him after all of this.
They should pay him millions of dollars in damages.
Yes. This man deserves.
Tom Hallman should literally invite this man on stage and be like, "Sir, we're giving you your own division. Please continue to." He's like the James O'Keefe of deporting illegal immigrants.
Teach other people how you did this.
He needs to be pardoned, and then they need to have a bus stop outside of his house where literally ICE just comes by periodically.
Wait, hold on a second. Do you guys know this man's name? Do we know his name?
Give me a second. I'm trying.
It looks like it's from CNBC.
If he gets let out of jail, we need to have him on the show. I want him on the show.
I think it is Juan Manuel Aguilera. So interestingly, he is Hispanic, if this is true.
He's like, I came in the right way and you come in the wrong way? I don't think so. You might have forgot Sinoski, but I didn't forget to tell people.
I don't see. I'm not finding the story right now.
We need to find out what his name is, and if he's like one of those where they kind of let him out of jail like a slap. Like if he's not currently in jail, I want him on the show.
Yeah.
Oh yes, join Sinoski. He will be live in about what is that?
About 2 hours ish.
2 hours ish. 6:30 Eastern. Join the Quiet Part Pod. He's the pre-show to the Tim Katz show.
However, though filling in for the 5:30 spot, filling in for the 5:30 slot is going to be Sean's Eye View on his own channel. If you see his name in the comments, you can click on it and give him a follow. He's going to be filling in the 5:30 portion, and hopefully he will be able to raid to the Quiet Part Pod. He's been struggling with
2 links, Tyler.
The raids. He's like, how do I do it? I'm like, just do it.
Yes, you did.
I'm a little bit confused because the first story I sent may or may not be the same person. And so I'm a little bit.
Maybe that's where the discrepancy is when you're trying to look for the numbers on this. There's multiple people that have done it. Texas man charged for allegedly smuggling 84 undocumented immigrants across the U.S. border.
That's not it, then. It's not the ABC one.
Not the ABC one. Look, you're making me bring up fake news, man. Stork.
Can I show this funny meme I found in the Quarterings Discord?
What did you find in the Quarterings Discord?
Well, I'll just read it. It says, "I actually wish transgender women could get periods. That would end this movement within about 28 days."
Facts.
Brilliant. That's Chuck Rock 85 in the Quartering Discord.
Nice.
Yep. Men wouldn't want to deal with period at all.
I don't know, Nora. There's some that fake it. They I'm not gonna say what they do. I'm on YouTube. Never mind. Do I pull up the other article?
No. I'm trying to find it. It's an NBC. It's an NBC News article, and I'm trying to find the exact article now.
We'll come back to that then, because that's hilarious. And then let me close that down. I want to get everyone's reaction while everyone's here to this video from what is it?
I'm going to be leaving in about 18 minutes though, so 18 minutes for me.
Joey. Anyway, Olivia Giuliana calls conservatives pussies. So then this video is 1:30 long, and then it has a bunch of tweets from a bunch of people that have talked about her recently. I guess I don't know. She's some Democrat influencer, but. That people are talking about her. I want to get everyone's reaction. So let's play this clip.
I'm the person that's in charge of bringing young men back to the Democratic Party, according to Donald Trump Jr., Trump War Room, libs of TikTok. And while none of that's actually true, every single time I saw one.
Oh wait, I didn't see what is the tweet? It says Olivia is the Democrats' secret weapon to winning back young male voters. Is a tweet from libs of TikTok. Okay, and then they're sharing pictures of her.
Time I saw one of y'all posting about me, I had one
she's just sharing tweets of people.
Y'all are a bunch of y'all are the ones that made it about a woman and her identity and the way that she looks, something that y'all consistently claim the Democrats do. You don't actually give a fuck about young men.
Do we claim that Democrats make things about looks? I don't think we ever talk about.
Democrats are trying to make everything look ugly and stupid looking. Like,
yeah, if anything, we're the ones that have always talked about looks because we complain about how they make everything look ugly.
look how they nerfed in Mortal Kombat. Like every time there's a new Mortal Kombat game, the cup sizes go down by like 2. It's nuts. I want Jade to have big ass fucking F cups swinging around, barely clothed, doing attacks and shit. Completely impractical, but it doesn't matter. It's fun.
Yeah, I don't recall like a story or a debate within the political sphere where we were like, oh, Democrats are making it about looks. We've said that they make it about race sometimes.
Body positivity movement.
Is that what she means?
I do believe so. Yeah, because she's fat, so it would make.
Well, but that's different though. That's like accepting being fat, and then. Conservatives have always called people fat and told them to not be fat.
That's what she's standing on her soapbox about, is people telling her to get healthy. And she goes, well, you need to accept me for how I am. So.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what she's complaining about. That's my take on it, at least.
Wait, is this story about a beached whale who started to run for government? Is she running for government? I don't think she's running for government.
So.
Is she?
Well, she's talking about bringing all men back to the Democratic Party, so I think has something to do.
She said that's not true, Nora. She said she's not. She said she's not doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stork.
Oh, I do have to go soon, so I was wondering if we could cover that other picture that I sent you.
Because... Yes.
No. Finish the story. Finish the story.
Okay. Here, we'll play through the clip and then we'll get everyone's reaction. And then we'll do the meme.
Yeah.
Instead, a lot of you want to talk about my weight. You're using pictures of me from about 65 pounds ago. So let me ask you this. If I lose another 65 pounds, will y'all actually raise young men's wages? Will you actually...
So...
Does this woman...
I thought she was going to say something else.
Does this woman think that her losing weight causes the national income to rise for people?
Bro, she's so fat that my wages are lowered by her.
She's so fat that like she's slowing time and like gravity is starting to strengthen. The days are getting shorter.
I really have questions about this. Who made the agreement that they're going to raise male wages nationally for?
My lord, the Landwell is making the days shorter and shorter. We must figure out the problem now.
What I was going to say before she
steps this week. What the hell are you doing?
What I was going to say before she said anything about wages, what I was going to say is when she said, "Do I need to lose another 65 pounds?"
Yes.
What I would have said is people on the right would have congratulated you. That's what would have.
Again,
yay!
Another 65 pounds, probably for your knees and your back's sake, probably.
Oh yeah, they'd cheer too.
What is it? 4 pounds for every pound you lose on your knees, or something like that.
Yeah.
If she loses another 60 pounds, we're talking about 200 pounds of impact on her knees. Please.
Yeah. It's like I think her knees would thank her.
So what else? Let's see what else losing weight will cause.
Increase funding to mental health services, or are you just going to find another way to deflect from the fact that y'all don't actually have any policy plan to help them? Y'all can keep making this into some...
Neither do they.
No, they don't. They just want to keep making them sicker.
Yeah. I mean, look, I've long talked about the Republicans being inactive, not doing shit when they have more of the power than they've had, in recent years. But Democrats don't have anything either. So it's like, we're arguing about nothing. That's what we're arguing about. And her weight apparently brings down people's mental stability. So we need mental health services when she loses weight. Anyway, let's play the rest of the clip.
Some kind of big joke of, oh yeah, let's send her to every frat house in the country. I'm not afraid to go into frat houses or to go to college campuses or to talk to Republicans because unlike y'all, I don't think that they're all shallow assholes. I think that they're actual people who can hold a conversation. But clearly,
he's like, I have pegged them before. They are not shallow.
Yeah, they're not a bunch of assholes.
Dude, imagine the hard labor you need to do to push her fat flaps back to actually get inside of her.
Whoa, Joey.
What did I say?
I'm just saying, you don't have to push them back if you're just trying to get off.
Oh.
Oh my God. They sit there and have fat cow parties.
Why would you give me that? Can I be like Sanoski and not get mental images for a second? I'm going to continue the clip.
Red Terror says, I thought her weight kept our orbits stable.
Wait. Her gaining weight has offset what the Chinese have added on the other side with the dam, so it's keeping
Wait.
Perfectly balanced, as all things should.
Chris said can't pay them more because they'd start feeding her again.
Yes.
Tony says food prices might go down if fatties ate less. Supply and demand.
He's got a point. He's got a point.
Yeah, they don't want to. It's always those like fat people that are calling for socialism, and it's like, you know what you'd look like under socialism, right? You look like me.
I'm just going to be honest. Under socialism, Joey, you're fat.
I know.
Yeah. You can stand to lose a few pounds. Okay, we're almost done with the clip, and then we'll move on to the last meme.
Yeah.
Treat them. You think that they're dumb as shit. Well, I actually don't. So I'm going to continue to advocate for young men to get the policy agenda that they do deserve. and I'm going to continue to lose weight. And then maybe when I finally do drop that next 65 pounds, we can revisit this conversation and see if you can actually stand on business. Because this time, none of you fucking did.
Because this time none of you fucking did. Yeah, we'll get back to her when she loses another 65 pounds. Maybe she'll be worth listening to by then. Let's see.
Women's opinions don't matter if they're fat. Is that the rules?
I didn't say
she
that.
just didn't say anything of substance.
I didn't say that at all.
No, but you said maybe if she loses 70 pounds, you'll listen. So I'm saying, so their opinions are tied to their weight?
No, I'm saying because that's going to be a while for her to lose that weight, right? Maybe in that time span, she'll have come to the realization that she's spewing a bunch of word salad.
Socialism is their weight loss plan. Maybe you could try a treadmill.
It would be nice if somebody ate a salad.
Well, that's how most people see the world. They see the world as like a problem they're having, so everyone has to suffer with them. So it's like, I need to lose weight desperately. What's the best way to lose weight? Socialism. All right, we got to force socialism on everyone, so we can't be fat.
That's what it is. The Democrats this whole time have really been trying to get us to lose weight.
If she stayed in business, there'd be no business left.
It's not that they're authoritarian or trying to kill a lot of people. What they're really trying to do is get us to cut weight.
Melted says she needs to drop another 165. Damn, Melted.
She like Majin Buu over here. She just absorbing shit.
I mean, I'm honestly looking at how much she probably weighs. She probably weighs in the 240 range. She could probably lose.
I was say, Melted, you want her to be like 75 pounds?
Copernicus says, I don't think you realize the gravity of the situation. Commander, I do not believe you understand the gravity of the situation.
Well, is this what you wanted me to pull up?
Yeah, before I get out of here, a little bit of an update.
Yeah, go ahead and get your rant out.
I can tell you that he will have officially graduated soon. So everyone who's upset about that, get over it. He did finish high school, so he can graduate. Just give him
but yeah, you know who didn't?
Well, yeah, I know who didn't. That's a bad joke, and I'm not going to answer that. But Carmelo Anthony is going to graduate high school soon. He is going to be tried as an adult. And from what I'm being told, the city is planning on starting that trial sooner than later, and they are trying to get things started. So we will probably be inundated with all of these news stories about this. So if you're sick of this story, God knows I am.
What do you think? Riots? Are we going to get riots?
I think you're going to see a bunch of people in Dallas protest, but not Frisco, Texas. They're not going to go to where the story actually took. This would be like if somebody got killed in Los Angeles and the protests are happening in San Francisco. What the fuck for?
Melted said she's also a tall girl, so she's probably $3 bills.
Yeah, I don't know how tall she is. I mean, you got a point there. I'm not gonna.
I mean, if you got a girl that's like I was like, I met some like girl once. She was like 5'10", like a little bit over 200, and she's just like, I'm fat. I'm like, no, you're just really tall. I was like, if you were like 5'4", you'd be like, like 145 or 150. In New York, we consider that thick, depending on your body shape.
Well, also depending on how you want to apply.
You got all that weight in your fucking thighs and your ass, bro. That's thick. Wow, you looking stupid, dick.
Yeah. Just remember, friction is the important thing, fellas. So
he's like, listen, if the coochie's not tight, just fuck her fat rolls.
Welcome back, Nora. How you doing?
Is that how you sweet talk your wife?
We were talking about Carmelo Anthony, and then I think they started reading the chat.
Yeah, we got a little.
Yeah, I know. I heard. I had to go to the bathroom. I could hear part of it.
If you got me on the show, I'm gonna be reading chat. That's how I operate.
That's your job, Joey. Stick to the chat.
Yeah, I'm surprised I haven't had to run to the bathroom. I've felt like crap all day.
I actually cheat. What I do is I use the chat to set up like jokes, and then I use my Supreme Delivery to deliver the jokes.
Oh yes, of course.
You gotta have that setup. You gotta have the street man to go with
it. So do you think he's gonna get off on self-defense? It's clearly self-defense, right, Stuart?
No, it's not going to be self-defense. He is definitely going to get something. The question is what? He was charged with first-degree murder. He is getting his high school diploma, and things are moving forward with it. So congratulations to him. Good job. You're going to prison, though.
You going to jail now?
You're going to jail.
Okay, I think I could stick around to the end because it's gonna rain quickly right now. So
the rain hath cometh.
yeah, it's gonna be like 15 minutes of rain, and then it's not gonna rain again until like 10 o'clock. So I actually cheat. Joey's wears diapers confirmed. You won't know. You want me to? Never mind.
What?
Nope.
How is that related?
I was reading the chat.
No, but how? Why is he saying that?
I cheat. Like I sit when I sit there and I just like, oh, he doesn't have to use the bathroom. He just goes. Yeah, I just go in my diapers.
Oh, there you go. Okay, that makes sense.
He's being Elad.
Hey, don't hate. Don't hate.
Do you want to
Nora.
cover either of those two stories before I really, really, really have to go, or do you want to?
I mean, if you want to, you can stick around as long as you want, Stork. I mean, we'll go to these other stories.
The negative one for the Trump administration is the Boeing one, and the second one is the Harvard one, which I thought because it was the opposite of what they've been accused of.
The Rain Man.
Which one would you rather?
I would rather cover the Harvard one so that everybody can flip out while I'm gone, and you don't need me for the outrage.
There you go.
We have the man Eternal Spartan in chat. Hello.
Hello.
Eternal Spartan is. Oh, hey, what's up, Eternal Spartan?
Yes.
Green Sirens. What's up?
Friend of the show, Tyler. I'm trying to get you and him on a like an hour show at some point. Hopefully, like I don't know. I might be too soon notice. I was like, I just randomly messaged him. I'm like, hey, Saturday sound good to you? And he's like, oh. I'm like, I know it's
on Saturday, but I think it's earlier in the
day.
Bro,
just quit.
Don't scroll down. I want everybody to get the wrong idea about this first.
Just quit, bro.
Okay.
Why don't you just quit?
Harvard researcher charged with smuggling frog embryos was unlawfully detained by. What?
Yeah. So let's go with the wrong ideas first. Wrong answers only. What do you think was going on here, Nora? We'll start with
wrong
you
answers only.
Obviously, it's going to be wrong answers only.
I think I know what was going on, but
wrong answers only. Nora, go.
Yeah,
she was playing Oblivion. She was playing Oblivion and saw the lizard people and the lion-looking people, and she's like, "I'm going to make the frog people like that one character."
She stole the wrong embryos. She was trying to steal human ones for herself.
Okay, also kind of funny.
Imagine she just successfully implants the embryo.
That's my wrong answer.
Looking like Piccolo from Dragon Ball Z.
Wrong answers only. Tyler, go.
She meant to smuggle children, not the embryos.
No, come on. These aren't even comical people.
He's getting them for Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, what do you got?
Okay.
She wants to eat them with caviar.
This is how we get COVID-2, electric
She likes eating. She wants to eat the placenta.
Oh, wait. Shitty Gov says, Super Soldier program. She was crossing humans with frogs to create real frogmen to replace the Navy SEAls.
Thank you.
That is the winner.
There you go, Shitty Gov.
Is there a way we can pay him $5 for his prize?
I don't have $5 to pay Shitty Gov. I haven't got paid from Rumble yet.
There you go.
I'm sure Matt Stork's got them.
Oh, well, if I had a way to do it, I'd do it.
He's 6'4". He's loaded, bro.
Right.
So anyhow, normally
6'4", got an Asian wife. He's got everything a man could want.
Normally, these researchers are being caught smuggling things out of the United States.
Yeah.
However, and we can scroll down now, this woman was actually smuggling them into the United States.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was foreign. You're not supposed to. There's a bunch of stuff you're not supposed to bring from outside the country. There's a lot of fruits and stuff you can't bring into the country too.
And for some reason, she was smuggling frog eggs into the United States. She is actually trying to do cancer research. This is actually for a good cause, allegedly, and and so that's what she was doing. She was smuggling the frogs into the United States.
Because our frogs are gay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, obviously. Our frogs are gay, and we need frogs that are going to,
We need to forcefully breed them.
Pork. We're going to need frogs that actually get things done and get moving.
Joe Biden can't sniff children and bathe in their blood anymore, so he switched to frog from Eternal Spartan.
Are you calling her to their regrind? Are you trying to get her to get licked in particular places in regards to children? Is that what we're doing now? I'm going to leave it alone. So anyhow, that is the story essentially about this. I didn't have a lot of prep time before coming on.
She was detained after lying to federal officers about carrying substances into the country. substances into the country.
Look, all I know is some frogs will get you high as shit. So
Yeah.
I
There's a Family Guy
guess
episode
that's
about
fair.
yeah.
What'd you say, Joey?
I said there's a Family Guy episode about that. Licking
There's a
toad.
Family Guy episode about that. That is true.
I just thought it was a funny story. It was a
Lando
great
Griffin,
story.
R.I.P.
And no one's going to cover this. This isn't something that's going to be on Tim Pool tonight. It's not going to be something that's on the quartering. This is just a funny ass story.
Yeah, no, this is interesting.
I still want to get the border guy on.
The which border guy?
The guy he made a good business off of telling illegals the story from earlier. I'm recalling it like it happened a week ago. I'm like,
I'm trying to find more information about it, but unfortunately, when you say charged $200, it then thinks charged is a different word, and it gives you all of like the charged with smuggling and people and all that. So it's a hard story to find.
Yeah, I mean, reading through this, it just seems like it was an accident. She didn't realize she had to declare those.
Yeah.
I have a question. How about you ask, you put the story into Grok and see if it can come up with something.
There you go. I might do that.
Listen, I have no problem. Like if you exhaust all possible means and then you go to AI and say, help me. I don't have an issue with that. It's the people who just, I got to write a paper. Let me go to ChatGPT.
Going to AI for something like art, that's horrible. That's ruining someone's job. But going to AI for things like music, that's easy. So it's perfectly fine, right, Joey?
Yeah, apparently. Piracy is not a victimless
That
crime.
doesn't seem hypocritical at all.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Piracy isn't a victimless crime. You're just stealing something from nothing, even though they charge you so much more money. Anyway.
Joey, I'm going to force you to have a nightcap tonight just so we can argue about that.
God damn it.
Because it absolutely is theft, you bastard.
I do have to go, so if you want to pull up the last one, I will
piracy?
Just kind of
I mean, I guess it is. Sorry, I guess it is technically theft, but like
you have
the people who it's being done to deserve it.
Landon Griffin.
Sick of shitty Gov with the $1 Rumble rant. He said, even I wouldn't lick Toad. Rest in peace, Landon Griffin. Are Joey and Tyler too young to remember LimeWire?
Well,
I don't know what LimeWire is.
I know what LimeWire is. I'm older than
let me take the microphone here, guys. He's patronizing me. Listen, let me tell you what I did as a youth. Okay, sick of shitty Gov. Not only was I aware of LimeWire, I was aware of its predecessor, and I was aware of the successor, which is BitTorrent. I got on BitTorrent so early. I mean, way earlier than a 13-year-old should have. So you know what I was doing in school? Some of these albums would release 2 weeks earlier on BitTorrent because like the whole idea is like most people don't even know. Most people still don't even know how to use BitTorrent. So I would get these albums that were released 2 weeks early, and I would literally buy blank CDs. I would put them all in the CDs, and then I'd sell them for $5 at my school. You know how much money I made doing that shit? I was eating in luxury at lunchtime, dude.
Oh yeah, I used to resell Pokemon cards,
bro. Yeah,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I started doing. I had to change the DVDs once everyone started to realize how to like do that shit better. So I changed the DVDs, and that kept me alive a bit longer. But I was hustling my ass off.
You want me to bring up the Boeing story?
Yeah. Just because I want to basically drop this grenade and walk away.
I'm not a businessman. I'm a business.
I used Frostwire, LimeWire, and Napster.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead, drop your grenade, Stork. I know you got to go.
Okay, so after 3 years of intense investigation, Republicans were all over this story, trying to go after Boeing, trying to go after the FAA and the Biden administration, hard for the lax security, lax maintenance, lax regulations with Boeing. All of that for 2.5, 3 years of them going after Boeing. The Trump administration is dropping the charges against Boeing because, I mean, people died, but it's not that bad, right?
I mean, Boeing has had so many stories over the past few years. It's like, where do you even begin with that?
So I'm just going to drop that grenade and walk off. But yeah, the Trump administration is basically not going after the people who did a bad thing. Clearly did a bad thing, whistleblowers, leakers, everything.
Because he wants manufacturing to be staying in the country. Boeing's a big manufacturer.
He does. But after months of investigation, months of prosecution, months of attorney general investigation and charges and all of these other things and fines that the U.S. government was going to do, we are dropping it because we would like to increase the manufacturing base in the United States.
You like
who else wants Mad Stork ASMR?
I would love some Mad. Can we get some stories with Stork where all you do is
stories with Stork? You know what you should do with stories with Stork? It should be like how the Simpsons started, where they were like a commercial break.
Wait, he's trying to give us a promo. Give us the promo.
And today on the news, the Trump administration is asking you to let them slowly slide in to your rectal area with the dropping of charges against Boeing as they intensely make the incision slowly into areas that they are trying to go and forcing you to take it.
Starting to morph into Joe Biden.
Those are stories with...
No, he's starting to sound like RFK Jr.
Well, guys, I think we should drop all of the charges against...
No.
Against the Boeing... Yep, there you go.
It's actually been the big pharmaceutical industries that are...
There you go, Joey's got it.
Throat cancer is going to be the thing.
Donald Trump is a man of his word, and I believe him when he tells me
That's dead on.
We're going to figure out what's going on.
Because you know what it is like you have to close your passageways so much, but then also
you
yell.
Change your name on Discord and just show up at the weekend kickoff and doing that.
Tyler, there's a... Tyler today news. He does a good job. He tries. Alex Jones was correct. The frog's gay. They are.
Okay.
They are doing it.
I'd love to see RFK Jr. on Alex Jones. That would be a legendary episode.
RFK,
I would love that.
Odell, Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
All right.
Today on NPR with Stork.
Yeah, pretty much. I've got to go. You guys have a wonderful day. You do the following of the Joeys and the Tylers and the Nora. You got something to follow, right, Nora?
Discord.
Wait, here you go. There you go, Stork.
There you go. Sure. That guy too. He's okay.
Follow at MattStork91 on X. There you go, guys.
He makes some bullshit tweets sometimes, so
From time to time,
From time to time. Anyhow, I gotta go. I'm already late. Bye.
Bye.
See you later. Make sure you eat healthy.
So we'll talk about this story since we have this brought up. I mean, what do you guys think about this? Because Boeing has clearly been doing a bunch of shady shit. I mean, what was the most recent story? The one where the door, the emergency hatch literally just blew open mid-flight? That was the most recent one, I think. There's probably more besides that. There's a lot of stuff with Boeing. And look, I
flipped over. That was the next one.
I temporarily worked at an aerospace company where we were manufacturing parts for these planes, and it is absolutely scary to meet and talk to the people that build this stuff, because a lot of them are not the smartest, and some of those areas where they specialize in things are basically run by one person and then like 20 minions that don't know what the fuck they're doing really. They're just following exact instructions, and then when something breaks, they take it to the main guy.
Well, yeah, because that's the way to be. They want a human assembly line. They don't want you to think. They just want you to work.
But so the issue with that, though, is like you have places like where I was working. There was one area where they were working on temperature switches, and there was one guy that basically knew how to do everything there, and then everyone else there knew how to do one specific thing. He's getting ready to retire, and there's no one to replace him. No one knows everything like he knows everything.
Yep.
He's become irreplaceable, and that's the problem with doing things that way.
Well, and there's some of those guys that know everything don't want to tell anybody how to do what they do, because then, they are replaceable. So they have that mentality too, where they're like, no, I'm going to keep all these trade secrets to myself, and I'm only going to, piecemeal it together for you. And then you've got the other guys that are just like, I just want to do this one thing. This is what I'm good at. This is all I want to do. So,
well, it's not even that. It could be as simple as like, because they work with these really tiny parts when it comes to temperature switches, and there was people there that literally they have no schooling for any of this crap. They have no background in engineering or anything, and their whole job is to get this little tiny plate that's less than a centimeter, and they have to bend it in a circular pattern just the right way so that it clicks at the right temperature. But and that's literally all they do all day. And if you ask them what the station directly after them does, they probably couldn't do it or explain it very well.
Yeah, because they weren't trained to do so. And that's the thing is, if you train somebody to do it, they can do it. But if you don't train them and they're only stuck on their one station, then that's all they're going to ever want to do or know of doing. Because back in the day, before everything was automated, you had to know everything.
I do have to pause for a moment and say, Cloviticus, I'm going to have to disagree with you very strongly here. I hate bears and whales, so RFK is fine by me. Why would you hate bears? Bears are my... Do you not see my background? I have bears all over my background. You can't hate bears. You can't... That's not allowed here. Anyway.
Yeah, I live with bears too, so...
There you go. See, look. Nora lives around bears. You don't hate bears, right, Nora?
No, but I'm respectful of them.
Well, as you should be. You should respect the things that can maul you and run as fast as your car and rip you out of the car.
I had one eat my backpack one time, so...
You what?
I had a bear eat my backpack.
Well, while you were wearing it?
No. Okay, so... short story. I used to work with special needs kids, and they were at a camp. They told us to put our backpacks all together in a pile, and a black bear came out of the woods, grabbed my backpack out of the pile, and took off with it. It had my car keys, it had my case note, it had my cell phone in there, it even had my inhaler and my bug spray. It tried to eat my inhaler, it tried to eat my bug spray, it tried to eat my chapstick.
That's crazy.
But I got my backpack back.
As long as you got the backpack.
It had holes in it, but I got it back.
Digging up them holes.
Joey, are you going out?
Yeah, I told you I'm going to play basketball after this.
Oh, I thought you said you were going to stay the whole show.
Yeah, I am staying the whole show.
Oh, okay. Well, what do you think of this, Joey? How do you feel about Boeing getting off the hook on all their stupid shit?
Oh, you know how I feel about
decade?
that. I hate the fact that these companies are so powerful that they're literally able to play off of the policies of all these politicians. Like they could, the Democrats will come in and do some bogus stuff that they'll just leave the country over. No loyalty to the country whatsoever. Even if the Democrats are retarded with what they do, they leave and go to places where they can essentially get slave labor. And then when a Republican like Donald Trump comes in, and then they come back and then like they shake hands and do these press conferences, and I'm supposed to be pleased that these corporations have so much fucking power that they can just literally decide to go to another country where they're going to take advantage, take jobs away from us, and then use the tariff system to extract even more wealth out of us. Who does this show boost? What do you mean?
Boost? Yeah, who does this show
like boost? Bubble? Like who do we fuck with? Who do we vibe with?
Who does this show? Oh, like who owns the channel? Is that? I don't know.
What?
I do. Me.
Joey owns my channel. I mean, what?
Damn, that's what it costs to be his protege. Damn.
No, I don't. Yeah, no. See, Melted owns.
I am the Senate. I am the Senate.
This was Melted's own channel, and then once he realized I was starting to get like a little bit of viewers over here, he's like, "Whoa! I don't want you to be the face of my channel," and he started his own.
Tyler, are you doing anything? You should go on Sean's show.
No, I need to go make food because I don't feel well and I need to eat.
I said to Sean, I was like, ask Tyler to bring you up now so people can hear your voice and stuff, but maybe he's too, I don't know.
Oh, here, wait. I can, I forgot to send him a link. I did offer to him.
Whoops.
He wants to join.
He's probably just sitting there high as fuck. No. Who will you fast forward to the next? Well, we're hoping to bring them on for the last whatever minutes, but the knowledge gap between boomers, Gen X, and snowflakes, my generation, I'm 29, comes down to a parent-child-like dynamic, and that's killing America's manufacturing.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
The older generation doesn't want to relinquish the reins and allow the younger generation to grow up and succeed them in the ranks.
Well, that's kind of like that whole attitude of like extending your youth. Like you have a lot of people in like their 60s who are just like, I feel like I'm 45 and I want to live like I'm 45. And a lot of that kind of attitude, I'm not saying you shouldn't like obviously be as healthy as you can, but it's like they want to continue to do what they did when they were younger, and they're extending their period and they're taking away from the natural order of things where it would normally be you get to this point and then this point starts raising up. Now it's like you get to this point and you want to stay at this fucking point, and they start raising up and you're like, It was almost like if like an older fighter is like 39 years old and he's still the champion. He's just like, I'm holding on. I ain't letting you young bucks overthrow me yet.
And to what my private ideologue was asking, so normally I boost Joey's show. Normally Joey's after me for Outworld Live, but today I'm going to be sending you guys over to Sean's Eye View. He's doing a show today. Yes. It'll be the first time I'm writing out to him. He might be joining the show in the last like 15 minutes, but we'll see.
He also does Outworld Live with me on Mondays.
There you go. So
Joey giving boomers period.
So that's who we're boosting today.
Yeah, he usually joins me on Monday. What? Well, what?
Chris, what do you mean? What do you mean, Chris?
Yeah, I don't know what that means. Like, are you saying I'm mutilating old people?
Anyway, so last 15 minutes, I want to play this clip from James O'Keefe, because James O'Keefe, the beautiful bastard that he is, he's the journalist that just keeps on giving news. He has yet another video. It says, I will twist and turn our provisions. Nevada DHHS specialist caught on camera admitting to bending the rules to provide benefits for illegal immigrants. I get them emergency medical all the time. I just approve them for 12 months because I can. Even undocumented people from Mexico and things, I can still get them benefits. So this is from, what did he say? Nevada. So Nevada DHHS specialist, he was helping illegal immigrants get access to free medical care, basically. But it's an 8-minute clip, so we'll play it and react to it. James O'Keefe clips, you know how they are. So
subverting a law at all at that point?
I do the law. I will twist and turn our provisions to fit the way that I want them to. So whether it's a law or not, I don't know. Because I don't care actually.
Deshaun Eli Mack is a family services specialist at the Nevada Department of Health and Human Services. Now, his job is to help American families get support like health care, financial aid, and counseling. But he told our undercover journalist that he helps illegal immigrants stay in the country and get medical help, quote, all the time. While on what he thought was a date with our reporter, Deshaun said that he gets benefits for illegal immigrants from Cuba and Mexico. He says he gets them, quote, emergency medical all the time.
I just want to pause and note how he just said a date. He always gets them on the date, bro. It's always the dates that he gets the good, long, juicy videos. These poor guys, man. I'm telling you, I keep telling everyone, every time a James O'Keefe video comes out, if a 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10, 10 out of 10 comes up to you and you're a 4, 5 out of 10, and they start asking about your job in detail, it's fucking James O'Keefe. Like,
yep.
Oh my God. So you like do X, Y. Wow. That's so amazing.
Wow. So you like, so these people that like break crimes and like break the law, you like help get them free insurance? That's like so
Sean,
cool. How do you do that exactly?
Sean, is when you have your audio connected, does it show as just like generic thing, or are you looking to bring up the camera? Because his audio is built into the camera, so maybe you just leave it on whatever the default setting is, and just join. Because if it comes to the camera, then it'll just be like the built into the PC thing or whatever. Whatever your PC's default output is, it'll show up as that, because then it's just going to connect your sound to the webcam. Relax helps CNC for sure. But if you get paranoid... Oh, I think this person's listening on delay. Based off the comments.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'll try. Worst cases, I have no audio, so just communicate sign language.
Yeah, sorry. I'm reading the chat, guys. We'll continue the video.
Yeah.
Because I want to, close quote.
So, are you able to help undocumented people, like, with assistance to stay here and, like, get medical help and all that
We
stuff?
do it all the time. Unfortunately, after some...
Oh, it's a gay dude. I just realized it's a gay dude. Damn. Wait, so now the next question is: James O'Keefe actually hire a gay guy to go on the date, or is it a straight dude pretending to be gay to get some journalistic info?
He said that he's got several undercover investigative journalists. So,
I don't know. Sean, I saw your thing pop up and I click accept. I don't know where it went.
Maybe
he was here and then he was not.
Well, I think I'm going to duck out now.
You're ducking out. We're not done with the clip.
Well,
we're not done with you yet.
You'll probably be able to get through it better without me interrupting.
Oh, sure, Joey. Sure. Excuses.
I just gotta. Well, I also have to. You have to take into consideration. I need to unhook everything too. That's going to take some time.
Why gotta unhook everything?
So his cat doesn't go ape shit.
Yeah.
So your cat doesn't destroy it while you're gone?
You want me to come back after this glorious day and have like no setup? Be like, what happened? Be like, I got to spend even more money because my cat destroyed everything.
Yes.
No. No.
Chris said it's
I won't
James.
do that, Quark. I will never do that. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, Joey. Chris said it's James, just as a gay guy.
Oh my.
Interesting. That would be interesting. I want to see the dude's perspective. Then I want to see James O'Keefe flirting.
Right.
Anyway.
That election had a sharp decline in our Cuban clientele and our undocumented clientele that just weren't coming in.
Because they didn't want to get found out?
Correct. And a few times we and my coworkers have actually claimed to them we would never call us. We do not work with them ever. And I believe that is something we...
Damn, where are they at? They got some nice music in the back.
Right? That's a nice restaurant.
Yeah, right. No. So it still baffles me that they're able to just get these people to just talk about their jobs like this. Like, yeah, I just clearly do illegal stuff. So yeah, first date and everything.
Right? It's like, oh, that is such great date material. You know, you're gonna lie and you're gonna rip off the government, and it's just like, oh,
imagine telling your kids about your first date. Be like, oh yeah, I remember our first date. That was when your father told us about all the illegal stuff he was doing.
That's too impressive.
It's just, I don't know. It's funny to me. Sean is in here, but he's trying to get his camera to work, I think. Sean, are you able to talk?
I believe so.
Yeah, we can hear you. So Sean's eye view is here. He's just trying to get his stuff to work.
We
So
hear you.
hello.
We don't see you.
Well, welcome, Sean. Welcome.
What's that? This thing is weird. I've never used Rumble Studio before. I just know how to use OBS, and I feed from OBS straight into Rumble. So I'm fumbling through this as I go. I'm gonna have to leave a couple minutes early just to get
how
my
to use OBS.
I can do that. You know, that one I fumbled through. I got that one down, but it's weird because when I clicked to join this stage, it was recognizing my camera, but it was not recognizing my mic. And then I joined, and then now the mic works and the camera's gone. I don't.
So what I would do is, if you're running it through OBS, is you have to turn on the virtual camera, and then you need to switch to the OBS virtual camera for your webcam.
It's slightly more complicated than that. I'm actually running from XSplit VCam into OBS. So from XSplit, I'm feeding straight into here. It's an option right there. It was working, and then I clicked join, and then it stopped. But on my side, it's still working.
I was saying I have no idea how that works. Okay, well,
Yeah.
I wish you luck. I'm gonna continue playing the James O'Keefe clip.
Perfect. I'll just be audio for this time.
Yeah. It's just audio. For right now, we have like 5-10 minminutes before your show. So,
beautiful.
Anyway, all right, let's play this clip.
But we do not call immigration ever. Oh, fudge. I just approved of it. Oh, Cuban passport. Thank you. There you go.
Wow. I just approve them. Oh, Cuban passport. Here you go. Thanks. Bye. Just he never calls immigration. he just rubber stamps them as they come through. And he's just telling his date this like, oh, nonchalantly, just just rubber stamp. Yeah, they're people too. They deserve free benefits.
Even like undocumented people from like Mexico and things, I can still give them benefits. I give them emergency medical all the time, just because I want to.
Deshaun explained that illegal immigrants are supposed to apply for emergency medical care on a month-by-month basis, but he approves them for a full 12 months just because he can.
Even though it doesn't cover anything, still.
He approves them just because he can.
I love it. Like let me just add on a little splash of privilege, you know?
Yeah, he's like, oh, I'm in this position. I can abuse my position. I'm gonna break the law just because I can.
Yeah, and then there's always this sense of like vengeful sort of entitlement there, where it's like these people deserve it because look what you did to them over the historical references, but they never actually take in the whole picture.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't know. It still baffles me that. It's not baffling to me that this is happening. Like, I mean, I live in California. We basically have free healthcare anyway. But I mean, this is happening in Nevada, and someone's just like, "Oh yeah, illegal immigrants. I don't report them. Oh, they want free healthcare. Yeah, I rubber stamp it. I rubber stamp it for as long as I can." That's crazy.
Yeah, system collapsing stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Nora, did you have anything to?
Yeah, it makes sense now why we had a news story about 2 weeks ago where the Trump administration was asking for all of the records and the names of everybody who's on any kind of public assistance up here. And they're looking for illegal immigrants, and they're going to go after them and arrest them off of the list.
Good. Yeah, no,
so
they should.
So this makes sense of why they're doing this now. And I was like, oh, okay.
Hell yeah. I'm looking at the video now. Thank you, everyone from the quartering. We got 20 likes on this video. That's great. That's
nice.
Probably most liked video I have. And then thank you, everyone that has followed. I appreciate everyone that's followed. We're up to 252. I think I was at 245 before you guys rated. So 7 new followers. Hell yeah, guys. Thank you very much. We're going to be wrapping up here soon. And then Sean, you're about to start your show, right?
Yes, sir. This is the first episode of a regular Friday thing I'm going to be doing, 2:30 to 3:30 my time. So me and you are in the same state, but we're probably still further away than most of these other people in different states are, because that's how wild California is. It's like 4 different states in one, and when people look at NorCal, I'm like, that's not NorCal, because I'm NorCal.
Yeah, I'm more SoCal. I'm closer to LA.
Yeah, you're easy like 8 or 10 hours from me, something like that.
Right,
2 or 3 states away. But yeah, I got a show going, and hopefully everything goes smooth. I think OBS is cooperating me on my side, so as long as I don't try to feed through Rumble Studio without OBS interacting, everything should go golden. I got a few shows up, a few episodes of a couple things up. Talked about that Carmelo thing. Talked about that couple that got shot and why there might, why I'm asking, like, why is there that kind of museum in DC, and why are there those kind of politicians showing up in America to discuss things about places that have nothing to do with us? Today I'm going to be talking about the golden card that Trump is dealing, the green card plus, privileges plus, and kind of just like exploring what's some ideas around that, and maybe framing it a little bit.
Hell yeah. Well, what's called? Go ahead and get that started, because it is your first show. You want to make sure everything's running good. Go ahead and get that started. We'll send everybody over there in just a few minutes when you get things going.
Appreciate you, man. Love you guys. Catch you later.
Yeah, talk to you later. We'll have you on again.
Peace.
All right. And while he's setting things up, Nora, we'll keep reacting to this clip, because I'm sure there's plenty more. I mean, we're only 2 minutes in. But we do have the gist of things. I just think it's interesting to react to it personally.
It gets juicy.
Does it? Oh, have you seen the whole thing?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Emergency medical, and even emergency medical is a month-by-month basis, and it's supposed to be used for undocumented people if they've been hospitalized or something, so that they're not footing the bill. Medicaid can cover some of those expenses, but they're supposed to apply every month. So I just approved them for 12 months.
When our undercover journalist asked Deshaun if this was allowed, he responded, quote, "I make it so." He admitted that he, quote, "bends the rules a lot."
Oh, is that like allowed technically, or?
I make it.
Nice.
So, I bend the rules a lot because I don't know. If you come see me, I'm giving you benefits. I don't know. That's just how it is.
Like no matter who you are, pretty much.
Yeah, I'm just giving you benefits because that's what I want my tax money to do.
Oh.
So, to the extent that I'm able to, but I bend the rules a lot.
Interesting. I'm sure there's many ways to flout the system in every department, I'm sure.
Correct. It just takes certain people to do it.
It just takes certain people to bend the rules. It just takes certain people with the ambition, the courage to look at those rules that have been set forth and go, fuck it.
Yep. Let's set this shit on fire.
Oh, that's amazing. And he's just so open and confident about just sharing it with a I might as well be a stranger. It's
and this
insane.
is frustrating because it takes so long to get on these programs. It takes so long for them to process the paperwork in the first place. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, well, illegal immigrant? Yeah, sure. Screw the American citizen that actually needs the damn program.
How angry would Luigi Mangione be looking at this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, this is why I'm scared that they're gonna have a copycat because stupid people like this.
Yeah, but this dude is Benefits Morpheus. Yeah, he could bend the world around him. He chooses what he
bend it around that spoon.
Yeah, no, reality is as he sees fit.
Yeah.
It's made us $5 billion. He's talking about the health industry, right? Or the medical industry.
Yeah, I think so.
Wouldn't it be? I think it's more than that, isn't it? Anyway, okay, let's play the rest of this clip. Or is Sean live yet? Okay, Sean is live. Does he have things going? Let's see. We'll pull Sean up right here. Sean is live. Let's see. There we go. Sean is live. Oh, he's got his camera working.
We are moving. Everything is golden.
Okay. I hear him.
I do too.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna send everybody over there. Nora, we'll probably end up watching more of that. I'll probably watch more of that clip on Monday.
Yeah, but the rest of it is really good.
Okay. Well, I'm probably gonna watch it actually right now as I go get food. But what's it called? I might watch it more on the show on Monday. I have some stuff pulled up with it. But anyway, Nora, let's get out of here. Send everyone over to Sean. What do you have for us? What do you have for us at the end of the show?
We have action.
Go hug and kiss your friends and your family and tell them how much you love them, and then follow me on the Discord, and then go and check out Sanoski later at Quiet Part, and then go and check out Joey whenever he does Outworld and Nightcap.
There you go. All right. Well, I'm going to send everybody over to Sean's Eye View. Thank you, Nora. Thank you, everybody. Stork, Joey, Sean, for being on. Yeah, we'll have you on again in the future. We'll have everybody on again in the future. And thank you, everybody, coming over from, I'm assuming most of you guys are from the Quartering. Thank you so much for checking out the channel. I know you guys were sent over from Outworld. He got rated by Joey, so that was really cool today. If you guys like the channel, I do stuff like this weekly. Follow the channel, like, share, all that good stuff. I do news stuff typically 1 p.m. Pacific Standard, 1:30 some days, depending on how much news there is. I'll go for an hour and a half, and then I raid into Outworld Live. Today we're going to be raiding into Sean's Eye View. He's got his show going, so we're going to send everybody over there. But again, if you guys want to follow me, do my weekly news show, you can check that out. I also do game streams every now and again. Shitty Gov in the chat is asking if I'm playing Helldivers tonight. Maybe we'll play some Helldivers tonight. Super Earth does not need saving anymore. We have won the fight. We did lose the president, but the fight is over. So other things to do on Helldivers now. But anyway, so game streams, deep dives, news streams, all kinds of stuff. But thank you guys. Follow and go follow Sean. Sean's just starting out. So you guys should go give him some support over there. We're gonna send the raid over there. Go give him some support. And on your way out, make sure you hit that follow button. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. Great show. I'm glad you guys could be here with me. And peace out. Here's the outro. Have a good one, guys. Where's the outro? Where's the outro? Oh no. Oh wait, I only have the I have the outro promo. I didn't want to play the promo. Interesting. Okay, well, you guys get the silent background. There you go. Goodbye.
Get your coffee, hear the roar. Morning hits like a slam door.